money.
It's just overkill.
3 monies.
3 monies.
Yeah.
I think he has
3
a bit more
maps.
than that. Well, that's what we've gone to, and that's what FNATIC always seem to go to in their current state. They're looking to try and take themselves over the line here, keep their almost survival, I want to say, within the Pro League, because HELLRAISERS are very, very close to getting themselves through. We've seen them sort of talk about different positions they like to play on this map. They've started on the CT side, if they can get that double AWP setup going. We've already seen an incredible performance out from Oscar in the last map. This is a map he was also phenomenal in on that Mouse Sports roster as well, so I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, it should be a good one. I mean, considering we had FNATIC fight back on Overpass and into overtime, you would assume Train should hopefully be going the same kind of route, and you would want to see that out of these two teams. But you talked about before how FNATIC, so they play the long game, try to keep that focus throughout the entire time. They've had so much practice in Sydney just a couple weeks ago, and they're going to have the opportunity here to show what they've got. ESL, well, he's shown what he's got here on top of Bomb Train, gets a nice double. As FNATIC is trying to respond, they just don't seem to have an answer just yet. As the smokes have come down, it's kind of actually blocked off their own site. And Angel tucked in on site in particular is going to be dropped by JW.
Yeah, Crims has managed to pick up another one as well, so they're in a very viable situation now. Chance for the bomb to go down. The only problem is the players over towards Ivy, or should I say player, as one of them's already been dropped. Lau still trying to push back in, and Oscar helps out as well. It will be the round victory coming in. And this is one of the maps that we've actually seen more recently be, I think it was statistically the most CT-sided map in the game at the moment. Not by much. That was very, very close, and obviously you still see a lot of heavy CT sides on Nuke, but I can definitely see it being one of those maps where you get heavily bogged down, you run out of strategies quite quickly, you're just trying to brute force your way into a site. Although there's multiple avenues to get into the sites, all of them are choke points, pretty much. So you're either running down the ramp, running out upper, you've got A main, which you can get to quickly, but they're all very sort of like, you're being forced into a position that you probably don't really want to be in.
Well, we'll see if we have any FNATIC magic on the T side. As double nades come through and doing some decent damage to Issa and Oscar. I wonder if that last map is more frustrating to HELLRAISERS or more exhilarating now, helping build up the morale. Because obviously it wasn't the kind of victory they wanted, and especially considering they had a 10-1 scoreline in the beginning on the T side of Overpass, and they just kind of got by basically off the back of Oscar.
I think it's big relief. I think more than anything. I think the frustrated one is normally the team that loses, especially if they have a big comeback like that. Now, we've seen like FNATIC talk about the fact that they're able to sort of come together and string rounds. I feel like that's easier said for some of the players than others, because we know for a fact that, well, this man on your screen right now has had a long stay in Counter-Strike, got majors under his belt, pretty much been there, done that, got the t-shirt. But for players like Twist, for example, I still see the big frustration in their face when clutches come in and when things don't go their way.
You saw it at the end of the last game, actually, when he lost the 1v1 against Oscar. It was technically a 2v1 against Oscar. He just looked like that was just all on his shoulders.
I don't think he'll have the same sort of reaction that we see out from Crims, where it's like, yeah, we have the mental fortitude, we know we can bring things back. I think for Twist, it's like, I really want to punch a hole in this table.
Please don't. We need those. We still have more Pro League action coming up next week with Harry and Hugo. We still have a whole other group to come to find 2 more teams to make it through into the finals.
Yeah, Montpellier is definitely not booked for everybody just yet. Neither of these 2 teams are confirmed, but by the end of this series, HELLRAISERS could be pretty much there. We're going to see Oscar with a little bit of aggression. CT side had to reinvest a little bit into the last round, so their money's not in the best of states, but Lau, he's going to spray down too. The hold on B has been utterly perfect. Runs out of bullets, but he gets the final kill needed. And a strong start from him. This is the round where FNATIC are meant to come in with the better weaponry. They come in with the AK-47s. They're meant to win this one and put some pressure on HELLRAISERS. Instead, it's looking like they're going to get off to a poor start once again. JW not going to get anything done. And Oscar's actually managed to retrieve an AWP as well, so that'll be something extra for the next round.
It's starting off rough here for FNATIC. Very, very rough. And think Angel has to be pretty happy with how the team is playing here currently. Lowell as well, just the position he had and be able to spray them down and still stay safe, more importantly, not to get traded on. It's really something you can depend on quite a bit when it comes to that inner hold.
Also, you see the advantage of the slight change of the silence tempo. Those extra few bullets are enough to get him the final kill. Otherwise, he's almost dead for sure. So, at least a slight attempt at balancing. May need to see maybe a slight change to the AUG. It has pretty much become the meta gun at the moment.
Some set smokes, maybe to net a potential plant from coming through, but Issa has something to say about this. Banuka is going to be dropped by Brolin, who I feel like Brolin's had so many great individual moments over the course of this series, but unfortunately those individual moments haven't been able to net them the victory just yet. JW is able to sneak in towards Z. Issa going to look to chase him down. JW is going to turn around, and JW gets the shot as well. So it was Crims taking on Angel. So now it's turned into a 2-on-2. Oscar with AWP still sitting on back of Old Bomb Train. And Lowell trying to push into connector up against JW, who's just trying to stay alive here to maintain this hold. And Oscar's looking for that shot. And JW will be safe for now. God damn it.
Crims now left 1 versus 2. Knows roughly the position of both players, but clearing either angle is going to be a tough one. Flashbang perfect. Low took his time spotting out the remaining man. Maybe that was just a flex. Oh, I think Angel is sort of proven to us it definitely wasn't.
So they maintain the op as well, really importantly, into the next round.
Well, I'm just quite interested by the fact that I feel like every time Brolin has a P250 in armor, he gets a kill.
Yeah?
Like, it just seems to happen so regularly. And I do feel like in terms of the pistols, people have spoken in the past about the Tech 9 being overpowered, the CZ. I feel like the P250 is like slipped under the radar, and it is a ridiculously good pistol.
Shh, don't tell anyone. It's actually my favorite pistol, hands down.
So cheap as well.
And Oscar trying to hold up close and personal here at Pop Dog. I still don't know why Europeans call it Pop. I mean, I know why they do, but it's a ladder room. That's what we called it in the US. Or at least that's what I called it in the US.
What about the other room that has a ladder?
I mean, that didn't exist back at one point. Actually, no, wait. No, yeah, it didn't, because on the other side it was towards Hell.
Yeah, but what would you call that now? Just Heaven?
Yeah, Heaven.
Okay.
It's actually a lot of calls that are different between NA and EU, at least like way back in the day. Some of them actually a lot different. But you know, it's not different. HELLRAISERS coming off to an early lead yet again, like we saw on T side of Overpass. 4-0. You can see a little bit of a challenge towards Ivy. And op picked up by Twist here. I think Crims dropped him it as well. Make sure he had this weapon. Anuki again, just shutting down the push. And again, these individual moments of brilliance that are coming through. It's not like he's being assisted with flashbangs. It's not like FNATIC are pushing with flashes themselves. Just hitting the shots, doing the damage, and getting the rounds on the board.
Yeah, Lau also looking to try and take some aggression of his own. Once again, the clock starts to become that third man for the side of HELLRAISERS. 15 seconds on the clock as they look to try and make their way into the site. Oscar just waiting patiently as well. JW so low on HP, he's had to switch to the AWP, and oh, he actually doesn't quite manage to do it. Crims is going to cover him off. Now it's left all onto Lau, but he may be able to catch off Crims. This should be a freebie kill, but he's looking to try and spot out the other player. Finishes one. So calm and collected with the second as well. And that will be the AWP pickup and the defusal for the Spaniard.
And a 5-round streak here for HELLRAISERS, who seem to show no signs of stopping. Nuki outside with the triple. So impactful to holding on to these rounds and keeping HELLRAISERS in the running. But again, it's not like this was the first round. It came down to like a 1v1 or a 1v2. Like every round seems to be going this way, minus the one where Lowell got like the triple on top of inside, top of the train.
But it's already starting again. Those multi-frag rounds coming out for HELLRAISERS, and it's what helped them win versus Aristocracy, and it's definitely helped them versus FNATIC, and that's what we normally give over to the FNATIC side, is they're going to be the players that come up clutch and come up big, but HELLRAISERS are showing that the talent they've picked up is, well, it seems like the right call for them so far. Like, if they are able to just qualify for Montpellier off the back of a team that hasn't been around very long. It really is an impressive push forward for them.
So now what's FNATIC's response? Twist back with the AWP. JW trying to buy some time over towards Ivy. And we did have Oscar still lingering over towards inner, so with the op on towards upper, it's going to be tough for FNATIC to actually push this position, but with the way they're spread out, they're just looking to make these picks happen somewhere. And I like the kind of play of HELLRAISERS too, to not really take this advantage and just really force it to FNATIC, because they're keeping FNATIC, I think, a little bit frustrated by not going for these peaks, not giving FNATIC an opportunity to pick up an early kill or two. And they're really forcing FNATIC to have to execute and really fight for a large majority of the control, even though HELLRAISERS aren't even contesting most of it.
Twist again. He's been very good at getting these opening picks so far from FNATIC, but the problem is they haven't been able to do too much off of it. The rotation coming in, they've got the perfect split, but Laul again just lurking in the back lines, able to do some damage. You see Nuke so worried about the players coming in from behind that he has to try and spot things out. Now, Oscar definitely knows. He spotted the scope. How does Exist not win that as well? He seemed like he had the perfect angle. Somehow this is now back into a 2 versus 2. And the big problem is Twist's position is so valuable unless Brolin goes down. If Brolin goes down, this position is now actually fairly null and void, but he switches it up. There goes Brolin. Now we can just see the rotation from Issa onto the bomb. The problem is he's not the one with the kit. So he's got to go on a long defusal while the rotation comes in from Twist. There's nothing that he can do about that. And Oscar's actually been caught out. I think he's just going to have to save the weapon, and Twist finishes him off as well. A big round from the AWPer of FNATIC. And will be the triple that gets them their first round on the board.
Got a little bit lucky there too. If Oscar pushed like a second earlier,
or just holds,
he would have actually caught Twist on the rotate and would have stopped his teammate from falling, and would have been another round built up in the bank here of HELLRAISERS. So really well done by Twist to be able to pull it off in a situation where he was at such a disadvantageous spot. But can they chain it together into more rounds? That's the question here, Tom. 5-1. FNATIC do have the op. They're still light on utility. You have Exist with the Galil. But on the other side, for HELLRAISERS, it's kind of the same kind of boat here. You have the 2 AUGs, you have an op, you have a FAMAS, and you have Angel sitting on a CZ. Both teams really fighting and struggling for that solid control. And even though the scoreline does say 5-1, again, we've been saying this over the course of Overpass as well, that these rounds are just not clear victories. There's so many kills and deaths from both sides that everyone seems to have to buy up into the next round anyways.
This is the best opportunity, like especially for FNATIC. Although we don't really talk about resets being a big deal anymore, this can be an actual chance to set the economy back of HELLRAISERS, force them into an eco. But just look at the amount of damage that's already been done. A player lost, 2 with 15 HP between them. Even still, Crimson's going to push in. Actually, he's going to get a double. Somehow JW's found another one, and this is potentially going to be the best round they've had with so much damage being achieved. Lau, although there's so many low players on the other side, if you just see a 1 versus 4, you're almost going to be tempted to just try and save your weaponry. So you can't really blame him for this sort of spot.
It seems like they've started to respect Lau in inner as well. He's at 9-1. 6 rounds in. Now about to be 7. Yeah,
this is still a good opportunity for FNATIC to get right back into this T side, though. As I said, it's very easy to get bogged down, but the way that they've managed to at least continue to do damage throughout the previous few rounds, and now they'll win one, setting the economy back of HELLRAISERS, this is pretty much the perfect opportunity for them to build into the game. Now, they've still got to be careful of Lau with that AUG. I don't think there's going to be much more investment. I didn't really see, but I'm pretty sure there's not much money on any of the players of the CT side, so maybe there'll be a P250, or maybe one of them can afford the odd Deagle, but it's not going to be anything impressive.
I think we had a slight timeout here for HELLRAISERS to talk some things over. Again, seeing that lead start to slip away like we had happen on Overpass. With only... I'm pretty sure, like, I'm in agreement with you. They have really no money on the side of HELLRAISERS, no real chance to buy up any real weapons into this, and you have to hope that that AUG can put down some serious numbers.
Yeah, I think the play they just have to make is just leave him alone on B as they would anyway, and then just try and stack on the A side. Just set up some crossfires, give him the chance to sort of be the hero, just in case they do try to go B. I would be surprised if they do. But yeah, it's just a small amount of investment. Lau going to pick up a flashbang, and other than that, it's basically nothing. So this is the best chance that FNATIC have to really just build up some extra cash in case things do go wrong further down the line. And not quite. They're actually going to send Oscar on his own instead. So he's just going to be more of a spotter. See if anybody's around these angles early on. And it's just going to be a straight-up default thrown out from FNATIC, waiting patiently for any sort of aggression. And yeah, Oscar's already going to be forced to just fall back.
The thing is, I actually kind of like putting Lau with the rest of his team, because if you do lose that AUG by yourself at B, you just lost the weapon.
That
at least on
true.
outside, you can have someone else pick it up and try to make more use of it. But how much of a use is he going to be able to make? Crim's going to spot Oscars. You're treated away from the Molotov earlier on. Down to 6 health. JW looks like he might try to push a smoke here up against Issa, who's waiting, but unfortunately the AK versus USP, we know how that should go.
I just wonder if that AUG has actually managed to come into play here. It looks like they're actually rotating in the wrong direction, maybe just expecting to hold on to it into the next round. I really wouldn't be against that at all. Their money in to round number 9 is not going to be anything to really write home about. It's going to be enough. But even just, for example, getting an AWP is going to be tough. Well, I think that was sort of justified. That was more Angel just getting in the way as he killed one of the players.
JW ran out of ammo, and he got... oh, man, that's a little bit of a shame, but now Nuki with an AK, and now with nothing. 5-3 here for FNATIC.
The Kaplan curse.
Yep.
It's funny because I can see just the level of disappointment in your face every time it happens.
It's like the worst superpower to have because I can't make it work in my favor, ever.
Yeah, because then you counter curse it.
Yeah.
You try to out curse the curse and you get more cursed.
It's like a curse square. I don't know.
Curse cubed.
Isn't that 3?
Yeah.
But if I... Because this would be a terrible math teacher. I curse... whatever. Whatever. Anyways, because right now, FNATIC need to figure out what they can do here in this series. They've already went to overtime and overpass. They had a decent first map as well, as they did take that victory, but things are getting more tough as they're going to be up against the bye yet again here out of HELLRAISERS. But no op picked up for Oscar, and that's something you really, hammered home on overpasses. Getting Oscar set up with an op, but having like a full buy behind it. Not having him just with, the Kevlar, not having him just with no utility, or the rest of the team lacking on utility. And it's not going to be this round either that they're able to get him set up.
Well, compare the two. Like, compare them without Oscar's AWP and with. I don't remember them losing 10 rounds in a row in that scenario, either way. Fight back, at least in this round, with the rifles. It is still going to be the T's coming out with the man advantage. Yuki trying to make the aggressive play, but can't quite get anything done, and he's going to be surrounded. How does he get away with 2 kills? Exist must have just fallen asleep at the wheel for a few seconds to not be able to finish off a man who was facing in the wrong direction. Nuki even going to pick up a 3rd kill in this round. Things have just gone horribly wrong. In fact, that's 4. I've lost count at this point. Looking for an ace, the 2nd he would have in 2 days if he manages to close this out. The fact is, though, Crims is on a survival mission. How did he get that kill?
Well, I hear typically when you try to get kills, you put your crosshair on someone's head and then you click.
Doesn't work for you.
Does not work for me. Doesn't work for everyone. But clearly it works for Nuki here. And again, this goes back to what we were saying when we're comparing both teams. It's not like the great team play is winning rounds. It's just the clutch plays, just the random 3Ks that Nuki gets, the random 4Ks that someone pulls off.
Is this?
Oscar hitting... Yeah, I don't know how he actually gets that.
How? What was Exist shooting? Just shooting blanks.
Poor guy.
I'm sure there's a hotline for that.
I wouldn't know the number, Tom, so, so stop looking at me. Oscar now with the op, though, and we finally have the setup that we wanted to see out of HELLRAISERS, right? The problem is he's going to have a double peek here. He gets the first, and I think Twist just misses the shot. That's unfortunate, because now Oscar gets a kill advantage for free. The only punishment was 26 HP.
I think it's a worthy trade. I think that was just Angel shooting Issa a little bit, wasn't it, there? He took 5 damage. Maybe just the FAMAS a little bit too wild for him. Crims, in the meantime, is going to try and make the play onto the B side, but has no support. Flashbang will come in about 5 seconds too late. The rest of the team, I think that was their attempt at faking it out towards B. And they have managed to keep 2 players there. The thing is, though, it's still going to be a 3v3 on this site, and there's utility for the teams to play with. Issa's not going to get easier kills than that all day, although Angel will decide he wanted a bit of the action and takes one off. And now it's all going to be left onto Twist. 1 versus 5. The last couple of rounds have been strong, and they're not going to get any better than that. Do they save the secondary AWP? Yes, they do. And this is something that, well, sort of we mentioned, the desk mentioned. Both of these teams have a powerful double AWP setup, and I'm guessing it's going to go into Nuki's hands.
See, this is what might worry me about HELLRAISERS, is that the rounds they've like really done well on is these like random aggressive holds out of Nuki who like picks up like 3, or you have Issa playing on top of Bomb Train where he's able to take them down. The passive play.
You've just defined HELLRAISERS.
Yeah, but I'm saying like the passive play of double AWP setup, you can't get too aggressive with this. I don't know if that's going to actually work out against them if FNATIC's able to actually you know, get their smokes down, get set up to actually disable the double AWP setup.
Yeah, there's definitely the argument there, and I think if it goes down to a B take, we could see some problems. The other thing, though, is that Nuke is more than happy to get aggressive with an AWP, and so is Oscar. So I'm not really too worried about their sort of pick play.
But can Nuki pull off what he just did with the, was it the kill on the Crims and the turnaround onto Exist with an AWP? No. I mean, you can't pull that kind of aggressive play out.
You wait.
Yeah, I was going to say,
he is
commentator's curse, it's going to happen.
I rate this man with an AWP. Like, he's very, very good with it.
But we'll see. You can look at the mini-map, notice. So Nuke is going to be watching Ali. Or, yeah, towards Ali. Then you have Angel pushed up with Issa there to support. So they're still maintaining that aggressive kind of hold. And they're still rocking the double AWP setup. It's just kind of different players in different situations. But the push towards Inner is going to happen. JW's the only one with a weapon here. And now they actually might be able to pick this one up. However, Oscar's going to be watching. But Oscar's going to uncharacteristically miss that shot, allowing them to get the bomb on the site, to get the plant down, and now play for after plants.
Yeah, and they still have an AWP and a rifle now of their own. So this could definitely spin into the favor. A retake is not what you want when you have a double AWP setup. Things looking like they're going a little bit wrong for this CT side. Issa's going to have to be the one to try and make the aggressive play. Push comes out. Crims should have the trade here, but actually Issa's going to manage to get both. That gives them the chance they needed. JW is going to be watched, but Oscar will fall. Molotov going to fall onto the bomb as well, and they don't have a smoke for it, so the time may have been bought. Nuki switching off to the AK-47, but I think they just have to fall back, and FNATIC have managed to steal a round away. JW got to get away from that bomb as well.
If JW doesn't get that kill onto Oscar...
Didn't have armor.
That's unfortunate. If JW didn't get that kill onto Oscar, though, that would have been a different story. They would have been able to lock down the high ground control, and most likely would have been able to get that defuse down. And the thing is, JW had a shot earlier on from upper that he missed onto, I think it was Oscar watching lower. So he was able to, you know, pick up the kill where he left off and help save the round for them. And that was what? That was an AWP and pistols.
Yeah, that's around the... I'll be honest, I don't think they lose if they just have rifles in that scenario. Like, it's one of those things where a double AWP setup is so valuable when you're playing against a team who isn't just running at you. But the second they get that bomb down and you're having to try and retake, all they really hoped for in that scenario is a mistake. Now, I have to say, Issa did a very good job of like getting them back into the round, but not having a smoke late was a big problem.
Was it Lowell that dropped the AUG over to Exist, which net Exist 1 frag? I think it was him.
Yeah.
Lowell's been holding
because he was in the aggressive spot and he got flashed in and took the jewel.
Well, then Oscar missed the initial shot onto the to Exist, who picked up the weapon, then got the bomb in sight too. So kind of unfortunate that situation unfolded that way, but they still have the up here for Oscar. He's going to push up towards ladder and take down Brolin in the meantime in middle. So aggressive holds coming through yet again. Nate coming through to say hello, and Twist with the up just locks down that kill.
Yeah, bold play to make, jumping down those, or the ladder with an AWP. It's going to be able to push out, but it is just trades. A switch up in position from Angel, looking to try and repeat. JW is more than aware. He just about manages to connect the shots before taking half his life. I'm liking this spot from Lau. He's just going to play on the edge of the smoke. The timing almost gets him down, but he will be able to find the kill. The thing is, though, FNATIC have done all of this with so much time left on the clock. A minute remaining. The bomb's still in their hands. There's not really anybody looking to try and challenge onto that just yet. And this becomes difficult for the CT side because they're almost definitely going to have to just play the split. Just work off the fact that they have faith in their teammate. Nuki just missing the timing. Is he going to check? Oh, that's so unlucky for JW. There's so many positions there where you expect Nuki just to walk around and go back and head towards B. Instead, now, 30 seconds left, Twist has to try and make the play. Wasn't expecting Nuki to be in such an aggressive angle, and that'll be another round. And, well, maybe he should just stick to the rifle. It is working.
Yeah, I mean, it's allowing him to play a lot more aggressive. But what's kind of nice is that we've seen them be able to rotate who's doing that. You know, Angel and Issa have been able to push up and cover the position he's been holding before. I'm surprised Oscar actually went back in for a second shot here, considering there was no Molotov down or anything to keep Twist from just dropping straight on top of this. 13-3 for Lowell.
Yeah.
Not bad at all. Nuke at 12-6. And Nuke is actually, yeah, Nuke and Lowell I think are both over 100 ADR at the moment too.
Yeah, they've been the strongest defenders of each site, but it's all right. Angel will be able to pad those stats a little bit. Nuki also going to go in for a little bit more, but not overfacing. Just taking the passive hold. Know that he has support from Oscar as well, not that he needs it. And there's already going to be a 9th on the board for the CT side.
10-5 half. Think it's going to happen again?
I want to say 11-4, but it probably would be a 10-5. I feel like FNATIC
Whose curse is stronger? Me saying 10-5 or you saying 11-4? We'll find out here momentarily.
Well, so
or maybe it turns into 9-6 and we're both wrong.
Yeah.
It's going to be 9-6 and both of our curses are into effect. Oh, dear Lord. Please not happen here. Twist, he's got the op yet again. I want to say he hasn't been too effective. I remember thinking back to the Ivy play where JW got dropped by Oscar and then he missed the follow-up shot. Kind of unfortunate, and Lowell this time getting aggressive, just pushes straight through with the backup of Oscar there. Takes down Crims, and Oscar still maintained this position, so Lowell can play even farther back. Or maybe push back up. And Oscar, he's not going to miss that shot. And now, just like that, you know, 30 seconds in, FNATIC are down 2 players.
It's not been the performance from a lot of their team. Brolin again. A very quiet game from the youngster. See if he can make an impact in this round. A lot of the time they rely on him from opening picks as well. It's mainly been off the back of Twist with the AWP, able to find players into these rounds. Fact is, though, with a 2-man disadvantage and the way that this A-site hold has been working out for Nuki, you can see he's so happy to play in these aggressive positions. He's finally going to get punished. The fact is, though, the second he does, Angel retains that advantage. And Issa being within Pop is going to make things so much worse. Because the second they try to get a bomb down, he'll just peek out and ruin the round, even if they manage to clear out the remaining players who are on this site.
That's a tough ask, too, considering
yeah, exactly.
the time left, the HP, Twist with the op, Angel watching towards Ivy. In 20 seconds left, there's almost a world where he should be saving this, but instead he's going to drop this. Well, Angel pick up the op, though, yes. So I think they're actually going to go for the double op setup yet again. Didn't work out too well for them last time.
Jason, one of us is right.
It's not going to be me. Or will it, because I'm cursing it. Who knows? I'm just glad we're both not wrong. I don't care who's right now. As long as we're both not wrong, then I'm okay with it.
Oh, the buy that's coming in. Not ideal. SG picked up for Twist as the AWP wasn't in contention. And lots of utility picked up for Crims and Exist. Probably going to try and brute force things once again. Nuki with the AWP. Now, last time they made an aggressive play over towards this B site, Lau was the one taking the face. He did get overwhelmed.
Oscar might be overwhelmed here. Yeah, a lot of players rushing through. Good flashbang as well to give him some sort of real estate to use to not be dropped down.
I think I definitely prefer this way of playing it, though, as well.
Oops.
He just naded himself.
Yep. You even saw like Rush was expecting it to go into the T side, but in the meantime, they've actually flooded out of upper. Oscar, not really given an option to hit a shot just yet, and it looks like he won't have much of an opportunity as he misses the shot on a Twist dropping down. Brolin talked about him being quiet, but he's woken up here, and again, the double up setup for HELLRAISERS not working out for him. The retake now with still 1 op in the hands of Nuki, and you still have JW watching the flank. Nuki's able to get one onto Twist, and Crims is pushing up, and Crims is going to drop to Angel. Now a 3-on-3. JW's going to have to rotate back to help out here because all they have is pistols on the site.
Yeah, Brolin will at least be able to chime in with another, but he's down to just 9 HP. They look to wrap around onto his position, and the snap from Issa is enough. It's now left all onto JW to try and save this. He spots out one. Bear in mind, Nuki still has that AWP as well as actually Issa holding the angle instead, and the diffuser will come in the... Almost managed to do it in the previous map, taking things to overtime after being 10-1 down. They're in a slightly better position now, if anything, and with a pistol win, maybe they can get off to a strong start on their CT side. Exist going to be looking over the top of the smoke, but can't quite do the damage. Has a nade to try and dunk that in, but doesn't connect too much in terms of damage. And it's going to be Twist looking to try and spot out a little bit more. However, it's problematic at the moment for the T side. They're getting bogged down. The bomb dropped within the site. Now at least still has the P250. Gives him a little bit of an advantage when it comes to the range game, but that's about all the advantage they have here.
2-on-4 though is possible. We've seen crazier things out of Angel and Lowell. Oh my gosh, Angel just pushing out, looking for the USP, able to pick it up. But again, FNATIC haven't really been able to, or haven't been pushing them necessarily. Again, forcing HELLRAISERS to come to them, realizing they have to play around the bomb, which is currently perfectly well placed next to the train. And Lowell with the P250, I don't think he's really done that much damage in this round. Not really able to hit too many shots. Looking to push up here, and Twist taking a little bit of damage from Angel. Again, they needed just an opener somewhere. Lowell down to 1 HP, and Angel trying to push up, but Crim's going to shut him down. Finally, Lowell is going to start to show up here as he takes down the first, but Crims will drop him. And FNATIC will get the pistol round here on CT side of Train.
Honestly, that's one of the most painful pistol rounds I think I've watched in a long time, because when
You
it
haven't
got
seen
to
my
the
pistol
2 versus 4, just nobody was able to kill each other. So it's just the most anticlimactic end to a pistol round ever. However, at least for FNATIC, they get themselves that victory. They get themselves the lifeline that could keep them, not even just within this match, but maybe even within the Pro League. Because that's the bigger problem for them. If they go 0-2 in the group, they're basically hoping that someone goes 3-0 and everybody else goes 1-3. Like, it really is just a horrible scenario.
Yes, you have to hope Optic loses.
Yeah.
And then hope you beat Aristocracy tomorrow.
Yeah, and HELLRAISERS then goes on and beats Optic.
Yep. Which, with the way they're playing, they might be able to. But of course, we have yet to see Optic today. Optic took FNATIC to 3 maps, just like HELLRAISERS did. That'd actually be an exciting one. If HELLRAISERS do win here against Optic tomorrow, really curious to see how that would go.
Wow. More so for FNATIC fans. They're hoping that they don't get into that scenario of just praying for other teams to get them through. That they can do it here and now with the turnaround. They get themselves the win. You can see what the goal is here from HELLRAISERS. Quite simplistically, it's get the bomb down.
See, also trying to cause a distraction here. If he can win this 1v1 against JW, he might have a chance. Now the push is going to come through, and these might be free kills for the side of FNATIC, unless they can't hit these shots, but Exist, luckily, he's going to be consistent, taking down 2. And Twist will eventually fall, but I feel like the damage has already been done. Oh, okay, all right, Angel gets a second. Tries to take the P250 and run away, but either way, FNATIC, again, take another round.
Even still, a couple of players dropped when you're going into an early AK buy round is not that bad at all. It may even be more beneficial than the bomb plant, because you're still going to come in with AKs in the utility. Sure, there's a chance if you get the bomb down that you can then have an AWP onto Oscar instead, which, yeah, okay, that would be beneficial, but the dropping of 2 players means that nobody really has any saved up cash on the FNATIC side. Sure, they've only got 1 SMG, so it's not really, I would say, like a bonus round, because they've still got plenty of rifles, but it means if HELLRAISERS win this round, they're going to be in a good position going into the rest of the half, because the CT side just don't have the cash to rebuy.
They're already in a good position now, taking down JW. Now Crim's forced to take up the role where JW is holding, leaving Exist by himself over towards inside. There's potentially a little bit of action as Brolin, who's been relatively quiet in this map, is over towards Pop Dog, maybe looking for a quick flank here once they decide to make the push come through. Exist is going to have a lot to do here. MP9 in hand, gets the dings, gets another double yet again. It's a lot of money in his pocket, but in the meantime, the bomb's going to go down. Brolin is starting to go for the flank here. The problem is Angel is going to be on the flank as well, trying to catch him. But I think Brolin's just a little bit too far ahead, and he hears it come from behind. Oscar's not going to expect it. And now Angel, it's all up to him, I feel like, to make something happen. Especially now with Issa now falling.
He gave away his spot. He threw out the flashbang, and that's actually given away the flank. Maybe he thought that he'd already been heard. But yeah, the flashbang, the second that goes out, Brolin just goes, oh, he's ramp.
I almost want to say Brolin heard him coming anyways from running through halls.
I don't know, because he
not
went
sure.
literally, he went to defuse the bomb. Here's the flash go off. Let's go, and turns around. So, if he'd already heard it, I don't know why he'd already be holding the defuse. Unless, of course, his teammate was holding it and they got flashed.
Maybe.
Which is possible, but at the same time, it still feels like one of those situations where I don't think they did know he was there. And even so, I don't know what one flashbang would realistically do.
I mean, if Issa got, I think, maybe like one kill there, and then put Angel on a 1-on-2, when he's not getting away his position, though it should have been clear. Oh, okay. Oscar taking a lot of damage there, looking for the shot. Got the better of JW last time. But he's just going to stay in safety.
Either way, loss bonus has given enough money over to the HELLRAISERS to buy into this round. And FNATIC definitely aren't out of the woods just yet. Yes, this is a weaker buy than what we saw, but... And they, of course, have upgraded into the AUGs as well. However, if they lose this round again, the finances will still be in play. Brolin going to take some control. Still yet to have a big part within this match. Which, still a long time to actually change that. Early in the second half, and already going to be spotting out Lau. We actually saw the nice little descriptive video of how he's going to be playing, like jumping over the top. Whether he's got an SMG or an AK, he feels confident and able to win those duels. And with the way he's been playing so far in this match, I don't want to be the one going up against him.
JW playing extra passive towards Ivy, really getting up full control towards CT. But again, he has two players over towards Pop. He's not able to hit the shot onto Angels. He takes a brunt of damage here. 43 health remaining. But with his position still there, it's allowing them to hold control of Pop, and no one's even really locking down control of middle as they're able to flood their way through.
Nice shot from Angel.
Gosh.
The only problem is there's no utility here for the T side, so they're just going to be peeked out from multiple angles. Crims has come in with 3 big kills and leaves it all onto Oscar, who was tagged from the beginning of the round. I think JW ended up just being the information there, and obviously we spoke about the fact that although there was a purchase, it wasn't one as good as the previous round. A smoke, a Molotov, anything able to be put towards that Pop Dog position could have saved them there. But unfortunately, you saw Crims push out, you saw the connector peak as well, and that was enough to end the round.
So FNATIC are on a little bit of a streak here. 4 rounds in a row. And HELLRAISERS have yet to have an answer. Nuki, who was so impactful on the CT half, has yet to be able to unlock his potential here on the T side up against FNATIC. Just the Deagles picked up, and a P250 for Oscar. I want to say that they shouldn't really have a chance to take this round. However, we saw FNATIC come close multiple times on their T-half with pistols. And all they have is 2 smokes and a flash.
They came close, however, to a bomb plant last time. Again, though, it's exist. Find the peak, and Nuki looking to go for the same sort of fight. Has a smoke. The fire will trump that at least for now. Can't make up any further ground. And the CTs seem pretty confident in the players they've currently got waiting over onto the B-bomb side. They haven't rotated anybody off, even though all the presence, all the noise, all the information is coming onto B.
That was an amazing Molotov. They threw their flashes. They were ready to go. They were ready to execute, but the Molotov just shut them down completely. Now they have no utility at all. And it seems like, Tom, they're forced to go back towards ladder to actually make a play towards outside.
Oh, this is going to be lots of deaths coming in for the HELLRAISERS side. Crims is in place. He's got the AUG. Round the corner comes Nuki. One will at least go in, but that is all. 11-9 once again. A big lead being dwindled away by FNATIC as they are now only 2 rounds behind their opponents.
So they come back from a 10-5 scoreline at the end of the first half of Overpass. Now 11-4 scoreline they're coming back from on Train. They're really proving that they're a team that can keep that mentality and keep their focus over the course of a series, especially when they're down by such large numbers. Oscar now with the AWP. Not going to be gifted a free shot here on top of the trains. But I believe Lola has actually gotten down ladder room, if I'm not mistaken. So he's got a nice little bit of cover here to allow Oscar to be a little bit more aggressive, and knows now that they're holding a little bit more back towards the site.
Yeah, the only problem is the Ivy push. Crims has already taken a lot of control in that regard. It is smoked, so he doesn't have that much information. But it could be a nice little late flank, and Exist again is going to be finding that opening pick for his team. Spots the cross of Nuki at least, and Roland's chimed in, but he has all the information that the switch up has come in. Oscar now the only one left, and JW will be there to pick off the final frag. FNATIC starting to rise to the occasion here in Leicester, as they are now 1 round behind.
Did they just line up for Brolin? Because he got a triple. Yeah, a double and then a third out of nowhere. Not out of nowhere, but...
I know for a fact that at least the second kill was just Nuki who crossed over.
Okay.
So I think that was a little bit later. But this was the kill where he got the information from Exist.
Okay, so I just brain farted. All right, good to know. Had a little mini blackout. Happens from time to time. Well, back to pistols here for HELLRAISERS. Actually rushing quite heavily here out of Angel, who did so well at Overpass, actually rushing short multiple times. But he hasn't been allowed to play aggressive on the T side so far. The smokes have given them a lot of real estate to play with here. You can see them all flooding out. Again, Crim's going to be holding on to Ali. Brolin trying to play up close on towards Bomb Train. Smoke goes down yet again. He's going to be potentially overrun towards his right-hand side, and Oscar's eventually able to pick up a kill. But the kill has come a little bit too late. JW going to get the bomb planter, and Crim's going to be their support. And that will be FNATIC tying things up here on Train.
Yeah, once again, almost an identical scenario where a little bit of a comeback coming in. 11-11 is the scoreline, and this is where we saw HELLRAISERS rise to the occasion on their T side in the previous map. The only, or no, it was actually CT side, the other way around. But even still, in this sort of scenario, I still feel like it's much more difficult to rise up from a difficult time on the T side of Train. Like, especially when all the money's there, you've got the AWP, you've got players starting to pop off on the other side of things. That's where things can really get scary. Once again, 2 kills between top and bottom over on the HELLRAISERS side. So we've still got the fact that every single player is having their moments. It's just whether or not we're going to get them now. And just look at how quick push through. An almost suicide play as he runs straight into Crims, and Crims just pops the second head as a second player tries to make that same sort of move. Crims is not having it.
I wonder if we're going to see a timeout actually now for HELLRAISERS after this round. Because I want to say that was like almost frustration maybe out of HELLRAISERS. Just say, all right, let's just try something really aggressive. Let's just try something a little bit different here. And Sin Lao just running straight out into middle to try to challenge against Crims, who's looking for that pop dog control. But FNATIC just seem to have an answer to almost everything as Twist takes down Oscar there. Nuke and Angel, the last alive in the 2-on-5.
I will say that I'll be interested to see what LMBT actually does, because when it came to mouse sports, they had similar problems. Like, when I think back to some of the biggest upsets and, well, basically biggest losses from advantageous positions, I think of mouse sports going onto the T side of Train. Like, I still remember them being ridiculously far up versus the guys at QB Fire. When QB Fire came back and got themselves legend status at the major. Like, they've definitely been in these sort of situations before. At the same time, you say that means that he probably does have solutions. It's just whether or not the players are going to be able to enact them versus a FNATIC that has just risen. Like, they haven't lost a single CT round so far.
All right, so we will see the tac pass coming out of HELLRAISERS to talk some things over. You know, honestly, I think it's really impressive for FNATIC, and I think it really shows.
Get him a chair.
I think he does have one off to the side. He just don't want to use it. I think it's impressive though that, you know, these players can put themselves in these situations, or be in these situations, I guess is the better way to say it, and still keep that focus and still not get in their own heads and be frustrated and get down on themselves. And I think with, you know, Sydney happening, with them having it happen so many times, they've been in these situations before, and they realize there is a way out. There is a way to, you know, get out of this hole. It just comes back into taking it one round at a time.
That's what makes FNATIC, one of the most legendary teams in Counter-Strike history. The fact that they never seem to be out of a game, no matter who they're against, no matter the situation. We've seen these very players bring things back, even with a new line of players coming through. That part of FNATIC doesn't seem to change. 12-11, 4 rounds away from getting their first victory within this second stage of the Pro League. Power is looking to try and change that. Oscar's going to get an opening. That's something we haven't really seen so far. Brolin, though, in a bit of a spicy position around the edge of the smoke. He'll be able to duck away, takes a lot of damage, and it's actually going to be Twist to get the brunt of it, but Brolin's still going. Gets a second frag. They haven't actually spotted the position from Crims either. Still in the back lines. Nuclear will eventually put him down. Exist on the rotation has turned this back into a 2 versus 2. Now Oscar's still there in these after-plant positions with an AWP. Something he's renowned for. Crims looking to try and take down LoL, but can't quite do it, and now Exist. 29 HP. He has a kit, a single flashbang, but there's an incendiary on the bomb. I think he just has to run.
Oscar coming up big when they need it most here, tying things up back at 12. I want to say, though, I'm kind of questioning JW's re-peak over towards T-mid. Because, again, I don't know if it was just the smoke that we saw. I don't know if it was the X-ray or whatnot, but it seemed like he did see Oscar the first time. But maybe confidence got the better of him, and he went for the re-challenge. Then with him dropping, Oscar doesn't get the initial, or Oscar gets the initial kill, allows the rest of them to flood the site and actually take that one over. So,
to be fair, like Oscar really hasn't had any impact up until that point, so I can kind of understand the confidence of JW starting to build. But I get what you mean. It's a risk not really worth taking. Speaking of risks, flashbang out, doesn't reach onto Oscar, a little bit too deep, and he's able to get away from it. JW will be set up, but he now misses the shot as well, and this time there isn't going to be any risky re-peek. They can't afford a 2-man disadvantage this early in the round, and we're seeing again the same sort of scenario. HELLRAISERS looking down and out, not winning a single round for a long, long time. FNATIC take the lead, and they're right back in the game again. Also off the back of a tactical pause as well, both times.
Well, the 3-man squad out of HELLRAISERS looking to push towards Ivy, which currently there's no one there to contest. Brolin trying to maintain control of Pop to allow Twist to play with a little bit more freedom. The problem is Twist has so many angles to watch it again. T-mid, Ivy. Teammates just starting to get there to finally help push in once we see HELLRAISERS get set up towards Ivy, and they've actually pushed him out of the position he was trying to watch it in. So now he knows there's some action towards this position. However, you have Brolin watching his back in towards T-mid. The problem is he peeks a little bit too far, and Brolin doesn't have the information to actually see them coming. So he gets one, he gets a second, he gets a third! How does this man keep doing this? Pulling off so many ridiculous shots and so many ridiculous plays to help keep FNATIC alive here in this round.
Yeah, bomb being dropped to the floor as well is going to make things very difficult now. Exist comes in on the flank, and Oscar only has 15 seconds, no control of the bomb. He pretty much has to go for the kills here, and he doesn't even know where the remaining 2 players are. This is impossible, but he manages to avoid so many bullets. I don't think it'll matter in the end, and they know this as well. He knows it. Just going to walk away, hold on to his AWP, and at least have something to fight in this round. Brolin with the big boy plays. A triple kill. The coach knows it. We know it. He may have just saved FNATIC.
How does this keep happening? Like, across both teams now, we've had this happen over the course of today. Just one individual play. The thing is, he re-peeks that, knowing there was a player who just passed towards blue. Like, the fact that he has the gall to do something like that and for it to work out. And I think that's something that you get sometimes when you have these younger players, that they'll go for these risky plays that you would actually be able to out-mind game someone with. So, you know, if you're in the other side of the position, you're like, oh, he's not going to repeat that. He knows I'm in this, I'm here, right? But he's like, all right, I'll go for it anyways, and it worked out. He got 2 more kills off of that and actually kept FNATIC in the round and back with the lead.
Maybe he's just not reached the age yet where he like worries about stuff. Just like,
yeah, he doesn't have to worry about bills or, you know, like any adult things.
To be fair, I feel like he could pay most people's bills.
I will let him do mine,
yeah.
Yeah, if you want to. I would not complain. And I don't think he can complain right now with how FNATIC's been able to take this lead back in their own hands. Twist with the op, JW. So then the double setup. Nuki's going to rush straight out of middle, looking for the shot of JW. Not able to quite hit it, but he gets Crims down nonetheless. JW finally able to pick up one here and stop the streak that Nuki could have gone on, as we did see on a CT side. Now the pace being slowed down with 3 players looking to push towards inner. With the distraction, Nuki pulled off. Exist gets caught with an incendiary grenade in his hand, and he's able to win at least the 1v1 against Issa.
Yeah, he's held them down as well. They're stuck behind the flames. Oscar's taking an awful lot of damage, but thankfully Lol will be there to put him down. Nade in the hand, lots of damage about to come in onto his position, and he gets closed out as well by Brolin. The dunk coming in. Oscar will still manage to turn things back and gets a second, looking for the final kill, but instead is met by Twist. I don't think Twist knows where Angel is, though. He's right close to his position, just looking to actually take the fight into the connector versus the man with the AWP. And the problem is now, it seems like Angel's been confused. Both players don't know.
Awkward. All right, with the Molotov going down, now Twist is going to know. Angel should be able to get the bomb planted here. But it's going to be an off versus the AK, and this is going to be tough for anyone to win.
Yeah, the thing is, well, Twist just taking a little bit of extra time to get out of the connector. Might just put the doubt into Angel's mind about where he's actually going to be, looking to round the corner. Angel looks away! The shot actually hits, but he doesn't get the kill. This is still a chance for Angel. It's the USP out, and Twist is going to win it. A very close round in the end, but it's the CT side to come out on top. Once again, the clutch plays from FNATIC. Oscar almost turned it on its head with the 2 kills he come up with as well, but it's still going to be 14-12, and 2 rounds now is all FNATIC need.
That's got to feel good for him, too, considering what happened on Overpass, losing that 2v1 for FNATIC to actually give HELLRAISERS the map, then to come back in a 1v2 and pull it off. Very close game here between these 2 teams, and we're going to see if now HELLRAISERS can come back, invest in everything they have into this round. FNATIC could be on map point and match point, more importantly, after this, keeping their hopes alive here for the Pro League Finals.
Well, yeah, and this also will throw the whole group into disarray. Brolin, again, kicks things off, but this time it's not going to be any more heroics. The glass saves Nuki from his almost instant doom. I'm looking to go down. Exist is actually just lurking around the edge of the smoke. He just about finds the shots as well. This is looking like 15, but at least the bomb got planted. Oscar having to spam his way through. They know exactly where he is. Now he's in the clutch, and it will be Twist to put him down with the AWP. Map and series point for FNATIC. They were looking down and out of this as they had the chance to win the second map. They were very far down. Bear in mind, it was an 11-4 first half. Since then, we've barely seen anything from HELLRAISERS. Well, 1 round. And
it's
now,
basically anything.
The CT side have the chance to close it.
With not much, though, here for HELLRAISERS to fight back with. They do have the AKs. They do have some utility. But again, the double up setup for FNATIC is going to really be able to capitalize off the lack of utility that HELLRAISERS do not have. Issa going to push out a middle. He's been able to sneak his way through as a nade again rains down on top of him. Brolin knowing exactly where he's going to be. It might come even down to an Ivy fight. Brolin's actually going to push and catch him off, caught off guard. Crim's going to be up close up against Angel with those 2 frags coming through. FNATIC might have been able to close out this match and put themselves at 1-1 in this group.
And Nuki trying to maybe make a bit of a distraction as he looks to try and head in towards the B side. The bomb, not really sure where to rotate, but he still manages to get himself the pick. It's been a while since we've seen a big play out from this man. I think we might be due one. Oh, in fact, though, Lol's going to find one. Nuki's still selling this fake. The rest of the team are all on the A side. They're getting their after plant positions as the bomb is going to be going down. Now they actually hold off the connectors as well, but the rotations are already in.
Using that smoke to his advantage here. Oscar Exist going to drop down ladder yet again. Lowell's going to be protecting this position. And Oscar's going to have to be careful here as Crims has been able to make his way through old bomb training. Crims hit the better of Oscar, now down into Lowell in a 1-on-3. If he could somehow pull this off, he could save HELLRAISERS and put them through to another round. His spot has been given away, hits the first shot to Exist. The problem is the bomb is going to be starting to be defused in just a few seconds.